21 January 2025 আমি ডিসকাস কৰিম দিস ফিউ টপিকস ফ্ৰম আসাম ট্ৰিবিউন হিন্দু আৰু ইণ্ডিয়ান এক্সপ্ৰেছ নিউজ পেপাৰ আৰু আমাৰ প্ৰথমটো হ'ল দ্য ওমেন ভোটাৰ্ছ ইন আসাম So in a first, the numbers of women voters as per the final electoral roll published in 2025 has increased, and Etia, the gender ratio is in favor of women. With 1,000 men, there is 1,002 women. Okay. If we go to the data, total voters in Assam is around 2,48,61,979, where women is around 1 crore 24,43,000, men is 1 crore 24,7,000, and third gender votes around 390. And if we see men-women difference, women voters exceeds men by more than 26,000 voters. So constituency data. So Assam has 126 assembly constituencies, and women voters outnumber men in 71 of them. So jot amar 63 ta lage for majority, 63 seats or 64 seats for majority actually, 63 plus 1. 71 seats or parliamentary constituency there is more women. Our notable constituencies where women voter dominates include Totaman, Kokrajhar, Baghungri, Bilakipara and Gwalpara. Okay. Significance, this is the first time this voter demographics has shown more women voters in Assam. So definitely যদি আমি চাওঁ যে জেন্ডাৰ ইকুৱালিটিৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি চাওঁ SDG 5, দেন ইনইকুৱালিটি এডিশ্যনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত SDG 10 এটচেট্ৰা, এইখিনি ক্ষেত্ৰত আমাৰ কাৰণে বহুতেই বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট, আৰু লগতে ইন ডিচিশ্যন মেকিং দে উইল হেভ দ্য আপাৰ হেণ্ড. নেক্সট ইজ ভেৰি ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট ফৰ দ্য আপকামিং UPSC ইণ্টাৰভিউ অলছ' ফৰ দ্য আছাম candidates from Assam. The mandatory auction of DAS tea extended for 6 months. So হৈছিলে কি, in 2024 the central government they introduced a new policy that mandates 100% of DAS grade tea produced in specific states including Assam and other northern states to be sold exclusively through public auction only. Aru the policy is a part of Tea Marketing Control Amendment Order 2024. Recently, NETA or Northeastern Tea Association, which represents tea producers in the region, has raised concerns about this policy. Okay, why? Because they said it hampers their freedom of choice in sales. Logote, they suggested that minimum lot size for peak production one should be fixed at 20 bags instead of current rule of 30. Okay, so this mandatory auction of DAS tea in India was introduced to ensure fair prices for tea producers, boost exports and comply with the food safety standards. So fair prices, compliance, exports, quality, and salary ki hoy eta hol inefficient. Some producers say that the auction system is inefficient, time consuming and expensive, limited buyers. Some producers say that the auction system doesn't have enough buyers. Now these mandatory auctions as per many has some issue, আৰু সেইকাৰণে তো mandatory auction of DAS tea extended for 6 months. আৰু যদি আমি চাওঁ tea auction হয় কেনেকৈ বাৰু, so Tea Board of India decided to revive the old English tea system in 2024 tea auction system, replacing the one that bore the name Bharat Tea auction system, which was brought in 2023. Okay, so এতিয়া auction and reserve auction. The Bharat auction system and English auction system are both used to sell goods, but differ in how bids are made and why and when they can bid. The English auction system is considered more transparent and is in use in India since 1861. What is the Bharat auction system? The bids are entered before the lots are offered. Introduced in April 2023 in Calcutta, Siliguri and Guwahati. It was intended to improve price discovery, lower transaction costs, and ensure quality of tea sold. However, the tea producer complained that the system didn't help to discover optimum prices. Our English auction system ki hoy, bids can be made until lot is sold. This system is considered more transparent. Okay, and jodi ami data saw, as per data, after the introduction of the new system, there is less sale, there is decline in average prices. So hetu karone amar ako English auction system to hurai ona hoisile. Okay, next is a Mahakumbh Origin আৰু mythological background. So কোৱা হয় it's a rare phenomena which occur every 144 years, আৰু The next Mahakumbh will be in 2169. Previously, it was in 1881. The origin of Kumbh Mela is tied to Hindu mythology, particularly to the legend of Sarning of Ocean or the Samudra Manthan. Okay. আৰু struggle for nectar, আৰু তাৰ পৰা some drops of nectar fell at the 4 locations Prayagraj, Haridwar, Ujjain and Nasik, য'ত কুম্ভ মেলাখিনি কোৱা হয়. Okay. Celestial significance, alignment of moon, sun and Jupiter. Okay. Prelims are mainly important. This article is very, very, very important. It's a next article of regarding pesticide use. Yesterday also we discussed 2 articles regarding the curbing of pesticide overuse in Assam. Now the survey, as we discussed yesterday also, in the 4 districts Barpeta, Dorong, Nagaon and Hailakandi, revealed that there is high pesticide in vegetables supplied to Guwahati markets, and 80% of farmers in the first 3 districts exceeded recommended pesticide dose. Health and regulatory concern. Overuse of pesticide poses serious health risks to the consumers, and monitoring of and inspection by agricultural departments are inadequate. Current framework, pesticides are regulated under Insecticides Act 1968 and Insecticide Rule 1971. Means are kind of important ho pare. Loopholes in implementation, monitoring and enforcement need urgent attention. Recommendation: improve monitoring through regular inspection, promote integral pest management, including biological, mechanical pest control, increase awareness about biopesticides, botanical formulation, etc., and collaboration efforts by various departments. Okay. The next is life imprisonment. So the court said that the case of 𝐟𝐨𝐬𝐧, there is no capital punishment was not given because the case doesn't meet the rarest of the rare criteria. Okay. Also, the additional judge said that in the realm of modern justice system, we must rise above the primitive instinct of an eye for an eye. Our duty is not to match brutality with brutality, but elevate humanity through wisdom. The judge emphasized that a civilized society is measured by capacity to reform, rehabilitate and heal rather than exact revenge. Okay. Now, rears of the rear doctrine is a principle established by Supreme Court in the Bachchan Singh judgment 1980. Okay. Later, in the recent 2021, there is one judgment called the Mofil Khan judgment. The Mofil Khan judgment. So, in this judgment also, the state is under duty to procure evidence for reformation and rehabilitation. That was told. Okay. So, what does this doctrine means? The doctrine states that the death penalty is a severe punishment that should be used only in extreme cases. It aims to ensure death penalty is reserved for cases where no other punishment is sufficient. Okay. The doctrine acknowledges that death penalty is irreversible and should be used exceptionally and restrictively. We will discuss another article with this regards. Prelims are important. Endangered wolf gives birth to 8 cubs. What is Indian grey wolf? IUCN least concerns, size appendix 1, wildlife schedule 1. The species evolution is getting impacted due to habitat loss. Okay. Next is funds of funds. Government funds of funds scheme for startups has generated 18 unicorns in India. So, funds of funds is a mutual fund scheme that invests in other mutual fund schemes. In this, the fund manager holds a portfolio of other mutual funds instead of directly investing in equity or bonds. Under this scheme, support is extended to SEBI registered AIFs, alternative investment funds, which in turn invest in startups. Announced with corpus of 10,000 crore. It is built to be built from 14 and 15 finance corporation cycles through budget support. So, the Small Industry Development Bank of India (SIDBI) has recently released a study called Prabhav. Now, it is report released by 𝐟𝐨𝐺𝐲 to assess the impact of fund of funds, and yet mainly flow capital, inclusiveness, diversity, innovation solution depending on startups funding, etc. has been discussed. So, startup movement, innovation in India, তাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমাৰ prelims কাৰণে important, mains কাৰণে আমাৰ সমানে important. The next topic is redefining obesity. The Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology Commission has proposed a new definition for obesity. Obesity is a chronic disease that occurs when there is an excess fat cells in the body. It's a serious health conditions. It can increase the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, stroke, arthritis, and some cancers also. what causes obesity? Eating habits, physical activity, less physical activity, lifestyle, genetics, medication, or psychological factors. And what is the new definition? As per the new definition proposed by Lancet Commission, it moves beyond the BMI or body mass index cutoff. The Commission of 50 experts suggests the obesity should no longer be diagnosed solely based on BMI. Instead, it is categorized into preclinical obesity or clinical obesity. Preclinical refers to excess body fat without any associated illness, while clinical is defined as chronic illness that impacts organ functions. Okay, so means কাৰণে সমানে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আৰু এইখিনি ক্ষেত্ৰত ইণ্ডিয়াৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত কি হয়? The new definitions proposed for obesity aligns with global Lancet guidelines, but it adapts to unique health characteristics. For Indians, the focus remains on BMI as an entry point for diagnosis because it is widely understood and easier to implement. However, the different definition uses for obesity are stage 1 obesity or stage 2 obesity. How will obesity be treated under the new guidelines? It varies depending on whether the individual is classified as preclinical or clinical. For those with preclinical, the goal is to reduce risk and prevent progression. For clinical, the treatment will be based on the individualized evidence-based approach. So obesity anyways issue important means karne. The next topic is regarding death penalty. So mitigating aggravating circumstances in case of death penalty. See, already we discuss the rarest of the rare case. See, actually there are two judgments. One is the Bachchan Singh judgment and one is the Masli Singh judgment. Okay, in one of the judgments, the doctrine of rare of the rare was brought in, and in the other judgment it was defined. Okay, now what is the aggravating circumstances? It was even nature of crime, pre-planned extreme brutality, murder of public servant, murder of young child, mental state of the accused, age of accused, etc. ইয়াৰ ওপৰত ডিপেণ্ড কৰিব। আৰু ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট লিগেল কনচিডাৰেশ্যন ফৰ মিটিগেটিং এগ্ৰাভেটিং চাৰ্কামষ্টেঞ্চেছ ৰিয়েৰিটিজ, separate sentence hearing, role of judiciary, and additional some points such as reports by law commission, then Supreme Court judgments, etc. The next topic is number of vehicles in the same city. See, in 2020, the Delhi government said that the public space occupied by the private vehicles, okay, there is an issue. In fact, as per report by ministry in 2024 suggests that Guwahati is one of the city who has suffered due to the parking menace. In fact, as per data, 45% of the streets, but 45% of the roads in Guwahati is occupied by the car parking. That means our movement of mobility only 55% space on the roads, and that is the issue of the huge traffics. Supreme Court asked about vehicle ownership restrictions. Supreme Court questioned whether there is a limit on the number of vehicles an individual can register in the same city. It also inquired about the existence of the law that mandates sufficient parking spaces. Justice 𝐷𝐄𝐄 raised concerns about individuals owning multiple vehicles in the same city, citing examples of people purchasing second and third vehicles. It emphasized the need for a robust and integrated public transportation system. Proposal: the bench proposed that public authorities, including governments and corporations, should exclusively purchase electric vehicles. Additional Solicitor General Aishwarya Bhatti acknowledged the government's push for electric vehicles but stressed the need for a balanced approach. Focus on parking regulation. The court highlighted the importance of building restrictions that clearly specify the mandatory parking spaces for residential and commercial complex. Need for parking policy. The court stressed the necessity of substantial parking policy in the light of significant influx of vehicles into the capital city and also into the other cities. Okay, so there will be some arguments in the next month. So important regarding the traffics in many of the Indian cities. Prelims Factual: Trump became the 47th president, and India set to host the FIDE World Cup 2025. This is all about today's current affairs. We'll again meet tomorrow. Thank you.